We're here in Rio de Janeiro, and I guarantee you this will be an unforgettable experience as you get to taste the food, the culture, have experiences with the historical aspect of Brazil. That's right, one of the major parts of the African diaspora. And guess what? We want you to join us here in Brazil. The views are amazing, the food is spectacular, and the experience is unforgettable. And the only thing that's missing is you. Join us.
You know, I've watched dozens of documentaries and read books that paint a picture of how colonial times were in Kenya. And it was a period marked by severe racial segregation, a systematic economic exploitation, and the widespread dispossession of indigenous Africans. Africans were pushed off their land. They were barred from certain places. There are places that they were not allowed to step, and they were forced to navigate systems that only favored the privileged. And I dare to say, with the way things are going right now in Kenya, I think we are headed in some form of new colonization, because honestly, tell me what this is. And this time it's not by the white man, it's by some Indians. What in the world is going on in this country? Is there more than meets the eye? Because tell me why Kenyans are being segregated on their own soil. Apparently, there are places that Kenyans are not allowed to step. There are places that Kenyans are not allowed to rent. And there are places Kenyans are not allowed to develop. And there are places that now, the territory now is known as an Indian territory. Listen to this.
There is an issue going on in Kenya right now where Indians are discriminating against Kenyans in their own land. There is an estate in Nairobi called Parklands, and the majority of people who are living in Parklands are Indians. So they've formed an association of the estate where when you are an African, you have a black skin and you want to go and live there, develop or do business in that area, you are not allowed. Or they will be telling you to pay some large amounts of money for you to be discouraged. The estate association asks you as much as 1 million Kenyan shillings so that you are allowed either to start your establishment or to do business in that area. How can we sit and allow such a thing to happen for Kenyans to be discriminated in their own land? If it is Indians who have started this way, what will happen if Chinese will have their roots so fixed in Kenya or any other African country?
Sometimes last year, I did a story about Indians donating food to Kenyan schools. On the surface, it looked very, very generous, but there was a catch. The students, they were told that they had to recite prayers to foreign gods. That is cultural imposition. Only God knows where Kenya is headed. Watch this.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hello, how are you? Not long ago, a story broke from Kilifi at a local school where children were being told to chant Hare Krishna before eating meals. Okay, I hope I'm not too late, yeah? The comments were split into camps. Some said, what's a big deal? I was a Protestant in a Catholic school and I had to say Hail Mary. Others were like, I was a Catholic in a Protestant school and I still had to follow their prayers. Now, Indians also weighed in too, and they were like, I went to Kenyan schools and I had to say Christian prayers every day even though I wasn't Christian. And then there was this lady who was having internal conflict, an Indian lady, and was like, oh, why do I have to be forced to pray to, the Christian gods and stuff like that? And the mother was like, God is God. Go to school and do what you have to do. I also couldn't help but notice some people in the comment section talking about that, for generations, they know that if you're hungry, you just go do a few Hare Krishnas over there and you eat. These people have got feeding programs, forever and in different places. And that was something that was echoed by people in different towns around Kenya online. So the question is, why is it that after seeing that clip, why did it feel differently? Why did this small moment kind of spark such deep suspicion? And the answer lies in history. Because in Kenya, the mistrust of the Indian community is not really about food or prayer. It's about a long memory about how these Indians came and where they were placed in the colonial order and why indigenous Kenyans still, they see them as neither colonizers nor equal.
From what I've read and from what I've gathered, colonization does not always come or does not always arrive with ships and soldiers. Sometimes it comes through land control, economic leverage, and cultural impositions, like these ones in Kenya. The questions to Kenyans, are we paying attention? My takeaway for this one, honestly, this is to my Kenyan brothers and sisters. If we ignore these small acts of entitlement, tomorrow we might wake up in a new system that no longer prioritizes Kenyans. Think about it. Let us think about it. My name is Wangari Njuguna, and this has been ADNC. Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel, Wangari Njuguna? Also, remember to download our app and sign up today for the latest news right at your fingertips. Also, remember to leave your comment. I'll be waiting to read what you have to say about this one. I'll see you in the next one. Kwaheri.